ready for some idiots talking about shit? Here is Justin, Tony, Destin, Andy. It's BACC Talk.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of BACC Talk. Got three of us together again. I don't think we can get the whole group together anymore. It's been like 4, 5 episodes now where we don't have the whole group. But today we do have another special guest with us. Awesome dude. We'll get to him in just a minute. I got two of the jackasses with me. We'll see what they're up to. Let's start it off on the right foot, though. And everybody, tits up.
Yeah, soda.
Yay, soda.
It's a big soda, though.
It's a fucking Wawa soda.
Did you get that from a gas station?
Nah, Wawa.
Wawa is a gas station now.
That's true. Not this one, though.
Remember when
Not the one I
Wawa
went
wasn't
to.
a gas station?
Remember when they had lunch meat?
They don't anymore?
No, they don't. I mean, they'll make sandwiches, but they don't, like, slice meat or anything. They'll have the meat in the window, like you see at
like
butchers and
deli
stuff.
anymore. Yeah.
Right, yeah. I should have just said that. That would have been quicker.
Yeah, that would have been smarter, too. But you're one of the jackasses, so we'll start off with you, Justin.
Hell yeah. I got my Fallout shirt on. I'm gonna be talking about video games in a little bit. Hopefully, the evolution of. Had a pretty good week. We did something fun yesterday that was kind of like a podcast. I'll let Andy talk about that later. But I had a lot of fun online with you guys yesterday. Welcome to our guest. Got to talk to you yesterday. You seemed pretty cool. And I'm about 6 weeks of no foot injuries. So, you know, knock on wood. Oh, shit.
The shitting cat just fell down, though.
But the cat
Shitting cat just fell down. It's really haphazardly on there anyway.
He hurt his ankle.
That's what I do. No, I felt my ankle. Yeah, that's about it. I don't have much to report. But yeah.
I gotta apologize because last episode I should have brought it up and let you talk about it. But you talked about having this big gig that you were doing. The original date got postponed due to weather, but then it did happen. A lot of us saw it live. I did post the video to the Backpack fan page as well. But talk about your gig because I did miss out on that last week. Tell us about it.
Well, yeah, it was weird. We got postponed the morning of, and it was like so hot, like that they had to postpone. It wasn't even like weather, like other than it was just too humid and nobody was gonna come. So I thought that was weird, and I'm like, okay, well that's good because I hate humidity anyway. Oh, Tony's here, I think.
Oh, he's
And
just shows up when he feels like it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
what the fuck
great.
Is this?
It's like the Emperor in Spaceballs or whatever they call them. Yeah, so we got set up to do this summer thing in Gloucester City, which is a town in New Jersey near me. Also happens to be the town that the bar's in that I play at 3 nights a week. So that's cool. We did 30 minutes before Rogers and Butler, and if you look those guys up, they have a very storied past, hobnobbing with a lot of people that are really famous. So that was cool. We opened up. It went like that. I got on. I played like one note, and then like 3 seconds later, I felt like I was done. I was nervous the whole time, and my mom, my dad were there. A lot of people were there, and that's what you saw. I think my mom shared it, and it was cool. I got a lot of comments, and yeah, just another day, I guess. But
so I gotta
pretty
ask
much the
because
biggest.
watching it, like I thought you were just gonna be playing in guitar and singing, but there was some dude just beating on a suitcase. I guess being your drummer. Like, who is that?
That's Greg. Yeah, he's actually with me in the duo called Pigs on the Wing, which we have on Facebook if you look us up. That's a cajon drum. You can sit on it if you want. He happens to sit on it, and you play it. Look up a cajon drum. It's pretty interesting. But he's been with me for a while. He's always with me at Jalapenos in Gloucester, so we're like a package deal now.
Okay. I just thought it was just some random dude beating on a suitcase.
I've been known to not really like care if that has happened before. I have had random people join me. So yeah, that's kind of how it started with him anyway. He kind of just randomly joined me, and I was like, "Yeah, you want to like kind of play and get paid?" And he's like, "Yeah." So it's been that way since kind of like right after the pandemic. So
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Well, good deal.
I wish I could make it more
other
exciting,
gigs?
but
Any other gigs come out of this?
no, nothing out of that. Just doing my standard stuff. I got one tomorrow, and then Thursday. I might be playing at a winery for Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, Halloween. So I'll keep you up to date on that. It's like a adult trick or treat kind of thing. So get
Oh,
some
you
more
can't miss
details
the
on that as we
Halloween
get
show.
closer.
Tony's going to be a Smurf.
What's up, Tony?
What's up, guys? And no, I'm not going to be a Smurf.
So Tony
We can
just
talk
randomly
Halloween
fucking
costumes.
shows up when he feels like it. We're already recording. He just fucking shows up. I asked him earlier, are you coming or not? He just didn't fucking answer me and just fucking shows up. So we'll skip over him for a moment and go over here to Dustin. Dustin, what's going on with you, buddy?
Well, I don't have that awesome backdrop I had last week while I was on vacation, but no, had a great family vacation. Back at home, went back to work today. Worked for a week, taking another week off. Go down to Boone, Iowa for Super Nationals. But other than that, nothing's really different. You know, caught a 28-inch northern. That was kind of fun. Reeling that bastard in, and then went UTV riding for 8 hours and destroyed some crap. So it was kind of fun. But other than that, this one was on vacation last week, and now we're here talking with you idiots.
Nice. And we got our guest today. He's a listener. He reached out to me after the Thieves and Assholes. Thieves and Assholes episode, which went over tremendously. You guys killed it on the downloads. I don't know who the fuck was sharing that shit, but it went everywhere. Like 3 countries, like 2,000 downloads. It's fucking nuts. So thanks to you guys for sharing the Thieves and Assholes. But
Right.
we welcome in Asphalt guy.
Howdy,
BP.
how's everybody doing? How we doing?
What's
How we
going
doing?
on? What's going on?
Happy
there,
to be
man?
here. Happy to be here. I long time listener, first time caller. Enjoy the topic, love the show. Is that how that goes? Is that what you're supposed to say here?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Justin.
Just want to make sure I'm fucking politically correct with all the things.
Justin, do you have any music for first time caller?
That's pretty good. I like
It's
that.
not bad for dropping a ball on you, but
You know, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Took
Oh,
6
good
years
deal.
of lessons.
So tell us a little bit about yourself there, BP.
So I'm a former NASCAR mechanic, jackman on the pit crew, avid iRacer. That's where I met a lot of these shenanigizers, and race at a local short track here in North Carolina, and just like to have a good time. And for some reason, I've been invited here, so I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see what happens.
So I'll get into why he's invited here in a minute, but we're
Be news to everybody.
Good stories here. But
Be news to everybody.
tell us about your stream. So you're a streamer as
Yeah.
well, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell us about your stream and where can people find you?
So the main iRacing stream, you can find it on facebook.com/Blair Races. Stream definitely Tuesday and Thursday nights. The stream schedule's been a little screwed up here as of late. But that's the main place. And I've also been hanging out over on Twitch on Wednesday nights playing different games because, you know, the Facebook algorithm, they're not super happy when you switch games around. So I like to go over to Twitch on Wednesday nights, which if you just search Blair Patterson over there on Twitch, you might find me. Very possible.
Good deal. Yeah, check him out. Ton of fun. It's not just watching a guy race. I mean, there is hilarious stuff. There is something that's coming if Justin ever gets it done. That
Man.
actually came from Blair's stream. Gave me an idea. It's coming to the podcast. It'll also go to Blair's stream. So make sure you check out Blair Races on Facebook. We'll get back to Blair here in just a moment. But Tony, I guess I'll fucking ask you how you're doing because you're here. I did understand you were gonna fucking die today or something.
No, it's still an ongoing process.
Death is
Yeah.
an ongoing
We're dying.
process.
The death is an ongoing process for everybody.
Yep. Started last weekend. Upper respiratory infection, double ear infection. Got some meds, so I don't know if they're really helping. So I called the doctor again today. He wants to see me again Wednesday just to see if I need to get a chest X-ray to see how it sounds. So yeah, that's why I was a little late coming here today. I didn't know if I was going to make it because if I talk too much, I start to hack. But I grabbed the inhaler before I hopped on, so hopefully that should be good for a little bit since I don't talk anyway. But it's good to be back. So yeah, that's about it.
We're glad that we're glad that dying didn't actually complete itself before you could get on the podcast today. So glad to see you. So yeah, we had a fun little thing. You guys are just gonna see some snippets come out on the Backpack fan page on Facebook. Make sure you're part of that. But we did a little fantasy football draft between the guys here, all our hosts, our fill-in hosts are a part of it, and a couple listeners. And Blair was one of them. And we all got into it together with video and everything, and it was hilarious. Blair found something out about Justin.
Yeah.
He knew it from listening to the podcast previous, but he kind of got more aware of it yesterday about how Justin really hates strippers. And Blair, what was your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, like, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag on the whole conversation with the opening line here, but I think I'm kind of going to give most of it away. Like, he doesn't necessarily hate strippers, as in like a people, as in like a person's. He hates the idea of. I'm summarizing from what I've learned. He hates the idea of lonely dudes rolling in, paying money to see naked giblets.
Does that about sum it up there, Justin?
Like, am I close?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we covered this yesterday. It's pretty much you got to the core of it. A little bit more personal than I would want to get in like a situation where we're not just talking to friends, but yeah, that's pretty much the meat and potatoes of it. So, yeah, and again, like, it's hard to like not admonish other people for taking part in it, like, so I don't really like not really vocal about it. If you ask me enough times, like, no, I'm not interested, and eventually you press me for a reason, it's like that's what it would be, you know. But I'm not gonna get in anybody's face about it.
But the very broad statement of Justin hates strippers just absolutely blew my fucking hair back yesterday, because I'm like, how can you hate people that are providing such a valuable service? You know, they're willing to climb up on those heels and get completely naked for just a few monies. Like, I think this seems like a great thing. And then we got down to it, and it's like, oh, okay, well, I see where you stand. You know.
Yeah, like the zoo. Like I brought up the zoo. I don't know. I don't rue somebody going to the zoo, but like, I just personally don't want to go see incarcerated animals. Like, the most I can do for myself is not to go be a part of it.
Which ergo strippers are incarcerated naked people.
Right, and the animals are naked too, right?
Yeah.
You know?
You might see a beaver if you're in there.
There's so many correlations to each other. That's great. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, and that's the analogy I would use. It's like like I brought up Chick-fil-A yesterday. Like, there's like a lot of reasons why people don't go to certain places because they read something politically about them, and then they're like, there's this whole staunch thing. It's like, don't go there or do go there, you know. And I don't really get wrapped up in all that stuff. If it's a good spicy chicken sandwich, I'm gonna go anyway. So, but
where does their spicy chicken sandwich rank?
On the hot meter?
Yeah, well, no,
Actually-
like on the good meter of spicy chicken. Like if you were to do a spicy chicken, like, and I hate to go off subject here, but we're talking
No.
about strippers. Now we're talking about spicy chicken, which means we're talking about chicks. So we're really not that far away. So,
Right.
but like Chick-fil-A spicy chicken, like versus like Popeyes or any other, like where would you rank that on the goodness level?
Well, for me, I don't eat condiments usually, so if the spice factor is coming from a place's sandwich based on the spread, I can't rate that at all. What I do know about the chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A is that the spice is cooked in. So I would rank that the best because I really haven't found another place that does it like that. Does Popeyes do it like that? I haven't had that one. Or do they have to put a smear on there that's spicy?
I'm not sure what the chick smear situation is at Popeyes. We don't have one local, but I could look into
McDonald's
KFC and McDonald's.
McDonald's smears their shit on, yeah.
They're smears?
Yeah.
Wendy's.
Yeah.
You want to go to Wendy's, Justin?
Yeah, no, they smear it on there too.
They're smears?
Wendy's? No.
Their spiciness
here-
comes from like a sauce that's on it.
Yeah, it's not a spicy chicken.
When I get here's a spicy chicken, could I get it with only cheese? No sauce, no nothing on it.
When was the last time you got that? Because like
Wait.
I will ask, I'll ask if I'm in the mood for a spicy chicken sandwich at a place, how they make the spice, and they'll say, "Oh, it's the sauce that's on it," you know, and then I'll be like, "No." So I remember Wendy's being one such place.
Dustin, what's your take on spicy chicken sandwiches since we're here?
Won't eat them.
You don't
I
eat
just
them?
learned that Justin does not like condoms.
Oh.
Doesn't like the condoms. The condiments. No,
So you
I
don't like
I don't.
condoms, which would hence tie into why he doesn't like strippers, because if you're gonna lay with a stripper, you probably need to wear a condom.
Probably a smart move.
Does that make sense, Justin?
Yeah, condoms and condiments. There's definitely something about that. I don't like it.
So I just Googled KFC spicy chicken sandwich. They're definitely smears at KFC.
Yeah, and so is McDonald's, and it's a mess when you get one at McDonald's. Like, how come they can't
They
keep the
most-
shit on the butt? Like, when you go to a place and the picture looks so good, and then you get the fucking sandwich, and it's a fucking mess.
Because they
That
glue it together.
shit, honestly, that shit fucking pisses me off.
So I've got a theory on that. So
Justin
The marketing-
is not paying attention to the podcast today.
Me?
Where's Justin at? Is he here?
Right here.
Okay.
My camera's in a different spot than here. It's like I'm like looking at you guys, and I can't like. All right, I'm giving you eye
Did you not
contact.
just
I'm actually
hear?
not looking at
Did
something.
you not just hear that when I get a messy fucking sandwich and it looks good on the menu, it fucking pisses me off?
Yeah, I did that. You didn't hear it? Oh shit! It's off again. I don't know why my keyboard keeps going off on itself. What the fuck?
It's getting off on itself? Well, that's fucking strange. I mean, when I get off alone, it's not thinking of myself, but, you know. That's okay.
But you touch yourself.
Yeah, but it's like, I'm not like, it's not like, oh my God, look at my penis. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Players like, what the hell did I sign up for?
Where the fuck did I show up to? I think I'm at the wrong track.
Oh, you don't
Why,
like
you-
taking the right turns?
Is that what you do, Blair? You like think about yourself?
No,
Oh.
no.
That's all he's got. So let's get back to the strippers, because we got off topic and talked about the spicy chicken sandwiches somehow.
Uh-huh.
But have you ever had an interesting experience with a stripper, Blair?
Yes, I have. Yes, as a matter of fact, I have. So I got to give a little context, a little backstory to this. So I'm retired from drinking. I used to be a semi-pro drinker, and back in my drinking days, when I would get crossed over into full blown drunk, I would go into what I call default mode. And default mode is pretty much like, don't stir any shit because you probably can't fight right now because you're too drunk to stand. So like, don't get your ass kicked is default mode. Like default mode is don't get your ass kicked. And so I was in Montreal, Canada. And if you've never been to Montreal, let me tell you a little bit about their strip clubs. Their strip clubs are full contact strip clubs. And I didn't know this. So we show up to this strip club and a lot of French Canadian women in there, very beautiful, very nice. But there was one, and now this is back before the thick girl got the love that they're getting nowadays. Nowadays the thick girl is the thing. Back in those days, the thick girl wasn't the thing. So there was one thick girl in there, and I made a joke that she looks like she could play linebacker. And because broad shoulders, she's a thickum. And my buddy decides that he's going to get a lap dance from the thickums for me. So she comes over and she grabs me and she goes, "Come on this way," but like a real thick French Canadian accent that I don't do well. But she's like, "Come with me," and I was like, "All right, here we go." And now, mind you, I'm in default mode.
If you want to come.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in default mode, right? So I take off. We go to the back room, and I'm sitting there, as straight up and down in the chair as possible. Perfect posture, hands palm down on my knees, ready for my lap dance. And she strips down to a little bit of nothing and starts dancing around and grinding on me. Lap dances. We've all seen them. We've all heard of them. And
what is that?
A lap dance. It's where they dance on your lap piece.
Lap piece, huh? I got to get a lap piece.
Yeah, you got one.
Oh, I do.
You've got one. You can put a sandwich on it right now. You can put a spicy chicken right down there if you wanted to right now. So she's grinding her butt up against my crotch and all of the things. Well, about halfway through, she finally looks around at me and she goes, "What is your problem?" And I went, "Nothing. I've got no problems." She goes, "There's something wrong with you." And I go, "No, like, I'm good." Like, because now she has scared me almost out of default mode because I'm like, because here in the States, like, you can't touch them. Like, if you touch them, like, you're liable to get thrown out of the whole place, right? Or your ass kicked or whatever, right? You never know. So it's like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm just sitting here. She goes, "Do you find me disgusting? Am I not sexy to you?" And I'm like, no, you're great. You look fantastic. And she goes, "What, are you gay?" And I go, "No, like, why am I being accused of all of these things? Like, what is wrong here?" And she goes, "Stupid American." And I go, "That you've got right. So far, we've gotten one thing right. Like, we're there." And she goes, "You should be touching me." And I was like, "What?" Like I'm thinking in my head, like in default mode, like this is entrapment. Like she wants me to touch her, so I get kicked out of here. Like this is a bullshit right here. But no, she's like, "No, grab my titty, slap my ass, treat me like a woman." And I'm like, I thought I was being respectful by not objectifying you. Like I thought I was doing the right thing here. And she's like, "No, grab my titties," and like sticks her titties like in my face. And I'm like, "Okay, honk honk," you know what I mean? Like, "Oh, titties, whee, nice." And she's like, "Slap my ass," and I'm like, "Okay, there you go, good game, you know." And she's like, "No, slap my ass like you mean it," and I'm like, "Okay, fucking great game, you know." By this time, this is the only time I've ever gotten a lap dance in my entire fucking life that I've been like super excited for the song to be over. Because usually you're like, I want the full 7-minute Metallica rendition, right? Like, yeah. I want my 7 minutes. Oh no, this place here played the full 7-minute rendition. Like, I'm sitting here through fucking Master of Puppets, and I'm like, can we get this over with? Like, this is like really awkward at this point. Like, this is the first time there's been a naked woman where I'm slapping her on the ass and grabbing her tits that I am extremely uncomfortable. Like, usually the shoe is on the other foot, I'm sure. I'm sure they're usually not very comfortable by this when I'm doing this to them. But, you know, so finally the song fucking ends, you know, "All right, thank you, Montreal." And I'm like, "All right, great." So we walk back out to the table where my buddies are, and she's like, she looks at my buddy and she goes, "Your friend's a real asshole. There's something wrong with him." And I'm like, and he's like, "What'd you do?" And I go, "Nothing, and that's the problem." He goes, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "She wants me to play with her tits and scratch her ass and, all this other shit. Like, I don't fucking know what to do. Like, I'm just sitting there." And he's like, "Dude, like, it's full contact. Like, you're supposed to fucking play with their giblets." I'm like, "I didn't know. I'm fucking hammered. I'm trying not to, like, we're in a foreign country for crying out loud. I don't know what the laws are here."
You can get like locked up and be stuck there,
Yeah, like I've seen the shows Locked Up Abroad. I'm not trying to be on that show. Like, I'm cool with being on the BACC Talk podcast, but Locked Up Abroad, I'm fucking out.
Locked up over abroad.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then we look over, and there's this, 6'6" stereotypical fucking bouncer dude standing over there. And here's this linebacker over here, and, no idea what she's saying, but she's like mean facing us and pointing at us and like looking at him and looking at us and mean face and pointing all this other. And I finally look at my buddy. I'm like, "Hey, yo, check this out." He looks over and he goes, "What did you?" And I goes, "Dude, seriously, we need to get the fuck out of here." We finished our Labatt Blues and got the fuck out of there quickly.
Bad Blues. Man.
Yeah, we were in Canada, so we had to drink domestic beers. We're not paying for that fancy imported Coors Light.
Dude, I was never mind.
Go ahead.
So
Justin.
we need to take
gotta hear
Justin to
this.
Canada.
Yes.
So she was upset that you weren't doing the opposite of what you're not supposed to do in every other place you've been to.
Correct. So, like, in your home state, like, if you, like, rub the wrong way up against the strip, I've been kicked out for that.
Mm-hmm.
In your home state, I've been kicked out.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But then, you go to Canada, I had to make honk noises on her boobs and everything. It was very awkward for me. Honk, honk.
Well, that's why she said something's fucking wrong with you. You're fucking making honk noises.
You went honk.
And then
it's like she's gonna like make you
slapping her ass, telling her good game.
Maybe you needed to make a French horn sound.
That's where I fucked up. I should have went French horn.
Yes.
She went sousaphone.
All right, road trip to Canada.
So here's my question. If it's full contact, where's the fucking line?
Yeah, where do you draw that line?
Andy's got to know. He's about to make reservations.
Because I'm about to go to Montreal, and I don't want to get my ass kicked.
I think the line is drawn at penetration. I think that's where the line is drawn. Like, I think you can pet the chocolate starfish, but you cannot enter.
So you could double click the mouse.
And your stuff doesn't come out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you could double click the mouse on one side, pet the chocolate starfish on the other. I think you could do all those things.
Just can't enter the forbidden area.
I think no entry.
But what? So does that mean, like, you say no entry?
Yeah.
But does that mean you can free willy?
I don't think so. I don't know. Like, mine's not impressive enough to just break out as a party trick. You know what I mean? So, like,
now here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Look at this son of a bitch.
Ask us, and the person is in this room. Ask us which one of us has already volunteered to strip for the podcast.
Oh, that sounds like some Tony shit. But so who has volunteered to strip for the podcast?
Andy.
Nope. It's not me. Anybody gonna offer up the information?
Pretty sure it was Justin, wasn't it?
Yeah, the guy who doesn't like strippers.
Well, because like I understand stripping's funny. Stripping's funny. I understand if it's funny. Like naked guy, but like I'm not gonna be like I'm in on the joke. Like I feel like when women are getting like hassled, like when they're not even strippers, it's like it's not funny, you know. So if I'm in on the joke, it's fine because I'm in control of like who's stripping, and I'm like, hey, you want to laugh at a naked guy, and that's what you do with a naked guy anyway. It's all utilitarian for women. I mean, there's only some chicks that want to see like, you know, I don't know, like how many dudes do they want to see? Like certain types of body types, and it's usually just their abs anyway. So
Yeah, but dad bods are in season.
Dad bods are in season.
yeah, but I mean, not the bods, just the fact that they're dads and they're like good dads and they're like, you know, doing something good, like raising a child and, you know, being corny with
See,
them.
I really hate that you say that, because me not being a dad yet having a dad bod, like I really thought that I was like when it comes to the ranks of dad bods, I thought I was towards the top. But I didn't realize
you were doing the right thing. You were doing the correct workouts to get the body type that's in style,
yeah.
and you're being knocked for not having a child.
Yeah, because that whole mental aspect that Justin brought up, the like actually being a good father and like all of these things, like that's part of the attraction. Like I thought it was just like the look. And I was all excited because like I've got the look, but like I don't have to finance feeding children, which from what I understand is expensive. So I was like, dude, I am the fucking catch when it comes to dad bods.
Now, what about the Santa Claus body?
I don't know if that's in or out right now.
Tony.
I figured you were good.
Is
The hell's that
Santa
mean?
Claus look? Is the Santa Claus look in? Hey, look, dude's gonna cough through the fucking thing. He's smoking a cigarette.
I gotta have my fucking nicotine.
Yeah, don't worry about that respiratory infection that you got. Let's go ahead and burn down this Marlboro. Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
Are you getting a lot of chicks with the Santa look?
No, why? Why would you get anything with a Santa look?
Have you ever seen the movie Bad
Now that I
Santa?
look at it, though, I mean, it's getting there. Shit, getting bad.
The chick from Bad Santa was all about the Santa look.
Yeah, that's true. But
Are you? So we're having a bachelor party for you here in September. So, do you have your passport? I think we need to go to Montreal.
no, that's a negative on that one.
Can you pick me up on the way?
I think we need to take Blair back so he can do it properly this time.
No, he has to teach us the ways.
I need a redo. I took an L last time I was in Montreal. I need a rerun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got some things we want to get into, things we didn't get into last week, and we want to get into them this week. So we'll hit the old email box real fast.
Is there music for hitting the old email box?
I don't know. Is there? Justin, do we have email music?
Be nice if there was.
Haven't had any yet. What should it sound like?
Whatever you
Got
want.
mail?
Like
Yeah.
maybe like breaking news. Would it be like breaking news? Like, you know, just an idea.
I wish this thing was like a synthesizer. I just have like, you
Hey,
know,
we got this recorded, so we got Blair playing our breaking news for us. Let's have to replay that.
Yes.
There you go.
maybe a vibraphone. Mail.
You've got mail.
You know what
Let's
really
get
made
into the
that
mail.
was the mail at the end.
So we have talked for I don't know how many weeks now, 3-4 weeks, that ever since Brad got a T-shirt and has been on the podcast, has not emailed us. He did email us last week. I refused to read it, but because all his emails was a guess on where Justin was, and I didn't really give a shit about that. So he had no substantial things to contribute, so we didn't read his email. So this week, since we didn't read his email, he sends me an email with the subject line, WTF. He says, "What the fuck? I guess right on where is Justin Scavenger Hunt and don't win the prize." Okay. No, you don't. You don't fucking get a shit because like you ghosted us for like 3-4 weeks. You don't get shit. Next, I agree with Dustin on 50-50 about the baseball thing. So we talked about, and Blair, are you a baseball fan?
Yeah, I've watched a little baseball. I've played a little baseball.
All right, so I'll pose the question. Which is more important? The guy that is consistently getting on base to be able to score runs, or the guy who's hitting the RBIs?
Ooh. That's a really good question. It's a good question.
And I'm going to put it into context now for you to give you a little bit of a thought process as to what we were talking about. It started off as an argument between me and my wife. Okay. She said a guy was playing bad. We went through a whole series and was like, no, he's not. He's like second best on the team through the series, right? And she said somebody else was having a great series. He was like worst. The team didn't really score any runs during the whole series. It was Phillies versus the Mets. Okay. Phillies didn't really score any runs, but Rhys Hoskins was consistently getting on base, attempting to do what he needed to do. He also bats second in the lineup. So when you talk about RBIs, what is his real opportunity as being the second hitter for RBIs? So, but he leads the team in on-base percentage. And he led the team in hits and on-base percentage during this series. Basically, the only one doing anything during this whole Mets series where the Phillies weren't scoring any runs. Then you look at some guys throughout the league that are high RBI guys, your league leaders in RBIs. But what is their on-base percentage? They're striking out a lot. They're home run guys, right?
Or sack flies.
What's more important to help your team win? Can your team win if all you do is if you get 100 RBIs, but all you did was hit 100 solo home runs, rather than get on base to allow your team to score more runs?
So, is this where you're opening it up to me, or did you have more?
Yes. That.
Okay, so I'm going to say you got to get on base. Okay, so the guy on base is more important. However, if you had some sort of freaky lineup, right, like an all-star team, okay, like in the all-star game, you've got your Aaron Judges, your Mike Trouts, your all of these cats. In an all-star game, I don't give two squirts of piss about on-base percentage because everybody can crank a dinger. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in that, if you had some sort of freak of nature ball club that no real team has ever had, that everybody, like all 9 of your batters could crank dingers, because think about it. If all 9 of your batters could crank dingers, solo shots, right? I mean, you could win 18-0 if everybody hit at 100%, right? Because you're going to get minimum 2 at-bats per game, right? Mm-hmm. You'd win 18-0. And putting up 18 runs, you're going to win a shit ton more games than you're going to lose. However, no team is so stacked with guys that rip it out of the park that makes any sense. Because most teams have 2-3 real long ball threats, and the rest are get on base guys. So I think the get on base guy is more important. And then you wait for your traditional 4-batter, your cleanup hitter, to clean up the bases. I would say, very long answer to get to, I need base runners.
You're not going to win games hitting solo shots.
Unless everybody hits solo shots.
Right.
Everybody, I mean fucking 1 through 9 hit solo shots.
Right. But you have to have base runners when you only have 1 or 2 guys that could be a home run threat every at-bat.
Oh, absolutely. Got to be on base. And I don't care how you get there. I don't care how you get there. Get a hit, walk, get hit by a pitch. I don't give a shit how you get over there. That doesn't matter to me. Just get over there.
Yep.
And then if you've got the wheels to steal second, even better.
Yep.
So there's that's the response to Brad's 50-50 on, because Dustin said he was 50-50 and really didn't have a leaning on which was more important. Although he did lean more toward the RBI.
You still got to have your guys that get on base. I mean, that's a true team. I mean, that's the thing with baseball. It is a team sport. You know, like Blair was saying, you're not one guy is going to win the game for you.
No.
Unless you got a pitcher that can strike out 27 guys and call it a game. I mean,
And when you don't have a full lineup, now, of course, the Phillies, if you're going to talk about a freak of nature lineup, okay, the Phillies right now, if you look at their lineup, their number one hitter, their leadoff hitter, Kyle Schwarber, leads the National League in home runs.
That doesn't make sense, but okay.
no, it does not make sense.
But he's also great on the base paths. He gets on base, but he leads the league in home runs. But his job is to get on base. Rhys Hoskins bats second. His job is to get on base. Then you have Bryce Harper, who's either hitting in the 3 or 4 hole. His job is to knock him in.
Yeah.
But if Rhys and Schwarber don't get on base, Phillies ain't going to win a lot of games with Harper hitting a bunch of solo shots.
Well, even let alone a solar shot, right? Like, I think the more important thing to talk about is extra base hits, which
Yeah.
technically a solo shot's an extra base hit. But, like, think about it as extra base hits, right? So look at it this way. Your one hole strikes out, he's out, whatever, he makes an out, okay? Not a base runner. Your 2 hole, he's out, okay? So your third man gets up there. Let's say he hits a triple, an extra base hit. Let's give him a double. Let's give him a double. He hits a double. Your cleanup man only has 1 fucking out to move that guy from second to home.
Mm-hmm.
His choice is pretty much knock a dinger or get a little base hit and hope the 5-man could get him, from third to home. But you only have 1 out. So your sack flies out the fucking window. I mean, it really hurts the game. Where if the first 2 guys would have gotten on base, that double would have scored at least 1, minimum 1 run.
Yep.
So I'm with the base runners.
Good deal. That's gonna put that conversation to bed, as Blair agrees with me, breaks the tie, and that is what's more important in baseball. Base runner.
We need tie-breaking music. Like, this conversation is now over. Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, that's kind of like a baseball organ. I fucking dig that. That was good. That was better than what was up here in the noggin. It's good stuff.
I don't know. Do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah,
Josh.
I like it. It's good.
Very
I like
good.
I like the piano aspect of this podcast. It really brings in a nice flavor. It's like a spicy chicken without any smear on it. It's a nice flavor.
So we talked about celebrity crushes and hall passes, and I'll get to that. I'll get Blair's answer on this in a minute, but
I'm interested.
this actually made me laugh when I read this from Brad, because he's opened himself up to a little bit more ridicule. His celebrity crush, Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Power Ranger.
Blair's like, I gotta go see this. I gotta go
I'm
see this.
Googling, please hold. I'm Googling.
Googling,
But
please.
I want to
hold.
know if he was hot on her when she was dressed in the Power Ranger outfit, or
So, Brad might be into cosplay.
he might be.
Has to be.
Blair's looking
do
at
it.
the pictures of this woman, and
Fake Power Ranger now or beginning Power Ranger?
I'm looking at her in Power Ranger outfits. Like, she's not ugly. Like, I'm not here to body shame anyone because, you know, I know I'm a 4 on a good day. So, like, I'm not here to say anyone's not hot. But, like, in the world of attractive women, he's got to be into cosplay.
Okay. So, Brad, your next email has to answer if you're into cosplay or not. And then I need to know, since you're getting ready to get married, what you make your fiance dress up as.
I really don't want to go down this route right now, but
Wait, you're getting married soon?
I think all the listeners need to take a moment and just like Google Power Ranger pictures and like see the whole crew standing there and see how fucked this was. Like, I don't want to go too far down this road because I don't want to say anything that offends anybody. And I'm definitely not cancel culture at all, but like I want you to look at this, and if this doesn't stand out, like one of the things, like okay, I'll give you the easy one. I'll give you the easy one. You're gonna have to look at the rest yourself. I'll give you the easy one. The like really prissy looking girl, Amy Jo Johnson, is the pink Power Ranger, and they kind of stereotypically fit other Power Rangers with their colors, and it's pretty fucked in my opinion. I'm moving. That's the last I'm gonna say about that. I'm moving.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah. We're not cancel culture either. We actually thought we've said some things that we hope that cancel culture does not get us on, but then we said if cancel culture gets us, that'll be really good publicity.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked. Like that's more fucked than the Dukes of Hazzard having a fucking General Lee on the roof of their car and never making any sort of reference to it, like the Confederate flag on the roof of the General Lee. Like this is like a little bit more fucking offensive now that I look at it.
That was a badass car, though.
It was a great car.
You know, they earned that car because they had to crawl into it. So I think if you're going to drive around with like a Confederate flag, you should at least just be like, look, I might be a dick to you, but like it's difficult to get in this car, you know. So like I earned it.
That's worth a couple of points.
Yeah, I wonder what happened there. Maybe we should do some digging. Like, why did the General Lee car on Dukes of Hazzard not have doors that open? Is that a thing? You guys are like car aficionados. Is that a certain type of car, or what?
Oh no, it's a Charger.
What's that?
In the movie, they couldn't fix it.
Right, but in the show, it didn't even have doors. If I remember
doors.
correctly,
It
did.
They were welded shut because
they're
it was
welded
a race
shut
car.
Race car.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to remember. I watched as a kid. Was one of them a race car driver? I'm trying to forget the movie.
Oh, the one was just a driver.
Why are you trying to forget the movie? Jessica Simpson was in the movie. The movie was fucking fantastic.
That's true. I didn't really have a problem with that movie, and I certainly didn't have a problem with how Jessica Simpson looked in that era of her life. That's for sure. But
so
I definitely think
Blair's celebrity crush.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to that in a second.
No,
we do have to get to his celebrity or his hall passes would be either Scarlett Johansson or Jennifer Aniston.
And I said Jennifer Aniston last week as a joke because it was like I was thinking of a person. Everybody says Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston now?
So Blair, back in the day, you know, early teens, whatever. What was your like celebrity crush that you were into? And now we know you're not married, but if you were, who would you tell your wife that if I ever come in contact with this person and have a chance to, you know, make sweet lovin', I get a hall pass?
Make sweet lovin'. It's funny.
Mix lovin'.
Mix the batter, stir the batter, what do you want to call it?
So celebrity crush. Personally, I need to put Kate Upton up there on my list. Watch your dome there, Justin.
I know. You said Kate Upton?
Kate Upton. I've got to put Kate Upton on my list.
Okay, I haven't seen her in a while. How's she doing?
I don't know. I think the last time anybody ever saw her was the Game of War commercials.
Yep.
I think, and then she's kind of retired to be just back to baseball. Justin Verlander's wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
not
is he
aware.
still-
I, as everybody knows, I don't know a lot of celebrities. I'm a sports guy. Don't watch fucking a lot of shit. And if I do watch a lot of shit, don't know who the fuck people are that are in it. So who the fuck's Kate Upton?
Kate Upton is a Sports Illustrated model. She was the cover model in 2012, 2013, and then back again in 2017. So former model. She's done some acting. I'm on her wiki page. Filmography, I'll go ahead and list it off to you. In 2011 was her first bit in the movie Tower Heist. Never saw it. She was in the movie The Three Stooges. Never saw it. She was in the movie The Other Woman. Never heard of it. She was in the movie The Layover. Got nothing. She was in the movie The Disaster Artist. Once again, nothing.
I
So
think
what
you
you're
want to lay
telling
over her.
me, what you're telling me is the
There
That
you
looks
go,
like Kate
Andy.
Upton. That looks like Kate
She's got
Upton.
big boobs.
So she's good looking.
Yeah,
but
blonde
so-
hair, blue eyes. Yeah.
So
Boobs.
this is but how far
2 of them.
back is the? Oh, there you go. But how far back is this? Is this like your teenage crush?
Well, I wouldn't have been a teenager
Or would she
back
be
in
like,
2011.
or would she be like your now hall pass?
I guess now hall pass. I guess teenage crush is rough for me because like there's a lot on the list. You know what I mean?
Strange.
Like,
Yeah.
no, come on, guy. What the fuck, bud?
Dustin Diamond.
Like I honk boobies in strip clubs, bud. Like, remember who you're fucking talking to here.
He's probably more like Kelly Kapowski.
No, like I was never really into like any of those chicks. Like I would have to go with like if we had to go with TV chicks, Topanga.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah,
brought
that's
up.
come up.
Yeah.
And then second, like maybe first, maybe second, would be what's her fuzz from Full House? Jodie Sweetin's her real name. What?
Oh, the middle.
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Stephanie like as a young lad because Stephanie and I are similar in age. So I'm gonna go with like Stephanie P1, Topanga P2. Which, by the way, have you seen Jodie Sweetin lately?
Yeah.
She has aged very well, like a fine fucking wine, bud.
Since Tony's
had
not
some
talking,
knocks.
maybe he could show.
She's
a
had some
picture of
knocks,
her,
too. I think Jodie Sweetin's made the most interesting life choices out of the three of them too.
Yeah.
She's definitely been in and out of some stuff.
Out
And
of
don't
the
get me wrong,
three of
like I
them,
think
there were four
the
girls in
older
that
one.
fucking.
Candace Cameron.
Yeah, Candace Cameron, DJ. Like, don't get me
DJ.
wrong, DJ's hot, but like DJ's older than me.
Yep.
So like
She
I
was
think
good
I
looking.
identified more with
But
Steph.
she
was the
just
same
went
way.
off and married a. She just went off and married a hockey player. Like.
Yeah.
And she's probably
Oh,
really
there's-
Christian
Oh,
too,
there
like
you
her
go.
brother.
Yeah. So.
Are you
she is
finding a
looking-
trend that they're all blonde hair, blue eyes? Are we seeing
Yeah.
a trend here?
Yeah,
And
so,
boobs.
So Blair is on my trend with the blondes. Yes.
Yeah, and then I went on a Jenna Jameson kick, then a Brandy Love kick. Yeah.
A lot
Kinda-
of mileage there.
You kind
though,
of
that's the problem.
remind me of an Angelina Jolie kind of guy.
She was hot in that one thing. Like
How about-
she was hot like one
Like gone
time.
at 60 seconds.
Here-
Hot.
here's an offbeat one.
No.
No.
What was the movie she did with Billy Bob Thornton?
Oh, can't think of it.
To the Google.
Marriage?
please hold.
So. All right. So those are good names. We talked about Justin. He went to Myrtle Beach. Showed us that video he put together of what Myrtle Beach Speedway looks like now, and he put in some clips of the last night of racing at Myrtle Beach. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Brad says, what are your thoughts on revivals of old tracks, like North Wilkesboro is now reopening? Blair, you're a race guy. What do you think?
So I've got unpopular opinions about this. And so like the nostalgia and the history of racing side of me, like I love it. Like for the nostalgia and history side. But this is where I stand on this, okay? like it's the romance, it's the forgotten love, it's the like you always remember the good shit, right? Like the ex-girlfriend, right? Like after enough time goes by with the ex-girlfriend, you like, and I don't know about you guys, but me, I sit and go, you know what? Dating old so and so was actually a lot of fun. And you only remember the good times, right? Like you don't remember the time that you thought about wrapping your truck around a telephone pole only on her side because she pissed you off that bad that day. You know what I mean? Like you don't remember that day. And by the way, this is just a hypothetical situation. Like I'm not trying to make light of that.
Justin, Blair was mad right there.
But you never remember those times, right? And you never remember the times that she like royally aggravated the dog shit out of you. But you remember the time like, hey, remember the time that we went to the Nickelback concert and it was fucking awesome? Like you remember those times. And then you go, man, why did I ever break up with that girl? Like da-da-da-da-da, right? Same thing with fucking racetracks, okay? Like Myrtle Beach Speedway. Like you sit and think about like all the great racers that have been through Myrtle Beach Speedway. Like Dale Jr. cut his fucking teeth there. And, so on and so forth and all of the great things. And then, but you never remember the shit. Like same with North Wilkesboro. North Wilkesboro is currently in their revival right now. I think they're racing there tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday night, super late models on the asphalt. But you never remember the shit. And the part that about this racetrack revival, this bringing back old track thing that like where I have the unpopular opinion on it is there's a fucking reason that these tracks shut down, man. Like there's a fucking reason. I mean, it could have been a number of things, bad management, losing car count, like it could have been a ton of these things. But at the end of the day, there's a fucking reason why we don't race there anymore. Like for me, I have a huge soft spot in my heart for the Milwaukee Mile. Like I grew up outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My first ever win in the Nationwide Series, now Xfinity Series, with Carl Edwards was at the Milwaukee Mile. And I fucking grew up there. Like I went there as a fucking kid and watched Indy cars and shit. You know what I mean? Like I have the softest spot in my heart for the Milwaukee Mile. But we don't fucking race there anymore. And there's a reason why we don't race there anymore. So like, yeah, it's cool that we're bringing back North Wilkesboro. And I wish them the best. I really hope that I was going to go race there until they changed the rules and my car became illegal at North Wilkesboro. I was going to go race there a couple weeks ago. So like, I'm not a hater on this by any stretch of the imagination, but I think so many people over romanticize this and over fantasize like, oh, we need to go back to, especially NASCAR fans, we need to go back to fucking Rockingham. We need to go back to fucking North Wilkesboro. We need to go back to fucking, what was the one in Pennsylvania? Nazareth. Yeah. We need to go back to Memphis. We need to go back to Milwaukee. We need to go back. Like, dude, there's a fucking reason why we don't go there. Like, a lot of these are really great racetracks, but like not for North Wilkesboro is in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like once you get off of Highway 77 and you get on 421, right about the time you start hearing banjo music and you're like, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. It's like, bam, racetrack. It's like, oh, well, that's why this didn't fucking work, folks. Yep. Like think about where racetracks are nowadays that work. Like Bowman Gray is a huge short track down here. Huge, legendary, like probably the longest running NASCAR sanctioned weekly track, I think they are. Yep. They're in the middle of fucking Winston-Salem, North Carolina. They're like in the fucking city. Like you get off the interstate and it's fucking like 1 mile. Like you could drive a golf ball from the interstate and hit Bowman Gray Stadium. Like location is like same with Rockingham, man. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere. And like I know I just keep saying the same thing over. So I'll just wrap it up with I love the idea of bringing back old racetracks, but I think we need to be realistic as why they went away in the first place.
Let me ask you this, Blair. Mm-hmm. So they're doing the LA Coliseum again. So in your opinion, do you like seeing that, or would you like to see like that race go to like Bowman Gray or something like that?
Or what about like a Colorado one of these, National or a New Smyrna or a...
I don't think it needs to be an either or. I really don't. I really don't think it needs to be an either or. So, like, for example, let me give you a very recent either or example. So Chicago Street Course is coming in for 2023 at the cost of Road America.
Yep.
Road America is going to lose their cup date.
Yep.
Now, I understand markets and, all these things. Like Road America from downtown Chicago is probably 3 hours by car, give or take, right?
Yep, give or take.
So I understand having 2 cup races within 3 hours.
I think he froze.
I think we broke Blair.
That was one angry rant, though. Let me tell you.
We'll get him back. We'll get Blair back.
We'll get Blair back here, but we'll move. We'll move forward.
Blair
Oh, he's
confirmed
back.
as
He's
robot.
back.
I got censored. I got censored.
He got censored.
I got fucking censored.
TV 14 got to him.
He was gonna say
All right,
something
well-
really incendiary there.
Yeah, I got censored. But the thing is like, back to your point on LA Coliseum. I don't think this needs to be either or. I think LA Coliseum's a great idea. We're right downtown Los Angeles, accessing a new market. Like, I think that's fantastic. But I think we also should consider maybe a race at Bowman Gray, maybe a race.
Uh-oh.
I think the podcast gods do not want to hear what Blair has to say right now.
Oh, we might need to change subject when he comes back. This is interesting, though.
Boy, we got money on this. Make him stop talking.
Fuck. Technical difficulties.
We're going to change the subject because podcast gods don't like you.
Join us next week to see if we can find Blair returns to the show, if Tony dies, and the guys talk about video games.